1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication.
And good morning, everybody. Yay! It's Friday. Kind of every day. It's the same for me. But welcome to Hijinks in the Morning. I'm your host, Nikki Cologne. And let's bring on my co-host. Enzo.
Hello, everyone. I am the Christmas spirit.
Christmas spirit. I was telling him behind stage, we were having a little chat, and I said, gosh, I haven't quite gotten my Christmas spirit. And he jumped right in there and said, that's me.
This is so much of Nikki's Christmas spirit to get the full reveal.
Bam!
This is a Sasquatch Christmas.
Look at that. He bought a shirt just for me, for him to wear for me. I love it. I love it. That's great. I'm going to have to get my spirit on, folks. I have so much to do, and you guys know I do it up. I know. I'm telling you, it hasn't bit me yet, even though everybody in the neighborhood's already put up all of their Christmas stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, I still have to do that. I don't like to put my Christmas stuff out so early, because the wind is really bad here in El Paso. If you don't know, we're like a windy city, okay, wind year round. And it's just, it's really hard on your decorations. So even my Halloween stuff, I don't put out till about a week prior, just because I don't want all of my shit blowing around out there. You can see all the neighbors having to stake down everything they put out because it's not there in the morning. So yeah, I got to get going on that. And
I got a couple weeks.
Yeah, I know. I got to make tamales and cookies and clean the house. Hopefully my family can make it this year. Everybody's supposed to come to my house this year, which is going to take me into this next question that I was going to tell Enzo that I think I'm probably going to have to suspend this show for the holidays. It's really hard for me to do it in the morning, because that's when I like to do stuff, is early in the morning when I have my energy and get stuff done. And I only have a couple more shows to do for the Sunday show, and then I will not be having a Christmas show. I might be doing some rando lives, whatever I'm up to. But as for major shows, because I think Christmas Eve falls on a Sunday. I'm not. Let me look. Yeah, that does fall. The 24th is a Sunday, so Christmas Day is a Monday. And so yeah, I'll be deep into the pozole and tamales and ham and whatever else I concoct for the season. Uh, it'll be good. Hey Robert, good to see you. Monster Radio, good to see you. Jen, woke up Jen this morning. Yay! Val, good to see you. Who else do we got? Bat Mom. Good to see you. And I haven't seen Uncle Bones in a while. Has anybody seen Uncle Bones? I saw him. When did I see him? Oh my gosh. I did see him at some point. Maybe it was last week on my show. I don't know. I'll have to get in touch with him. Rapmaster. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up this morning. So yeah, that's on my mind, and that's a lot of stuff. We didn't have a show last week because I was busy. And Thursday night, what happens? I got a nail in my tire. So that changed all my plans. I had to go to the dealership and figure that out, and then they wanted to charge me an arm and a leg for a tire, and I said, no, you're not. And so there I am in the dealership for like 3 hours, 3 hours. Told them, just give me an oil change. Fill my freaking tire up with air. I'm going to find someplace else that can sell me a couple of tires that I can afford. And that's what I did. I sat there. I must have called like 7 places sitting in the dealer, in the dealer waiting room with some shitty coffee. And I did find a couple good tires for now, and I'll get 2 more after this holiday season is over. But I can't drop $1,500 on tires at Christmas time. That was crazy.
You can't plug that tire?
No, I couldn't plug
Not where
it.
it's at?
Yeah.
On the sidewall or something like that?
Yeah, that. And then I had another tire that they were showing me started to have dry rot. It's time for me to get new tires. I knew that. I already knew that. But yeah, it just came so fast. This year just went screaming by. Okay. For me, it just seemed like it went screaming by, and things that I needed to get taken care of, I forgot about the tires, that we were going to buy new tires, and the summer just went by, and trips and everything happened. So yeah, so I have to do that. But now, I'll wait for the other 2 tires on January and get that all taken care of. So I'll be squared away for a little while. Jeez, I just didn't realize how freaking expensive. I only have an Equinox tires, almost as much as my husband's big old truck tires. Because there's some weird, I guess I have a vehicle that has a weird size. Yeah. And nobody in town had them in stock. I found one guy with 2, so that's why I ended up buying 2. And
so you've got the spare on there now, though, right? You just
I went ahead and bought 2.
Oh, okay.
And replaced that tire and the other, and then the 2 good tires that were still on there, we flopped those around, and just temporary. I know I'm gonna get them all the same, but gotta do what I gotta do.
I usually keep an eye out for like Sam's Club or Costco to have a tire sale. Those are usually pretty good. And they're quality tires, like Bridgestone and Goodyear and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. My husband wanted me to get a couple of BF Goodwrench from Costco, but they didn't have them. And I needed a tire because it was leaking. I was driving and I could see the number going down on the thing. So I had no choice. Thank goodness, I found 2 places that had tires that fit, So I just had to make a decision on these 2 different brands that I had never heard of before. But I had Tire 101 from the Chevy dealer guy, and then I had another guy at Discount Tire give me a 101. They were all trying to teach me about tires, and I found 2 guys that sounded exactly the same, so I went with what they were saying.
Yeah.
And I go, well, either way, I need tires. So there we go.
That stinks.
Such is life, right? It always happens to you when you're not expecting it. But let me see. Oh, hey Bree. Bumblebee in the house. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. What else was on the list? So yeah, we're not gonna have the morning show for through Christmas, okay? Because it's just a lot for me right now. But I did want to ask another question of Enzo, is that and people who are here, we got about 7 people, and you are my early morning risers in the chat. What do you think of not making this a morning show, but bringing this to a 2-hour regular show on one of the nights and instead of a morning show? And I would actually be starting a new channel, taking Hijinks to its own channel. That way, because right now YouTube is confused about what I do. Okay.
Right.
It won't tell me, it won't put me in a section because I have a lot of different kind of content and they can't figure it out. So by taking the Hijinks stuff out and doing all the games and stuff like that, I can just make the secrets, Sasquatch secrets, just a Bigfoot podcast, and I can run with that and then have Hijinks as an alternative channel. It would be starting from scratch. Y'all would have to go over there and subscribe, and we'll start from the beginning. But it'll also reach a different kind of audience. So there's that.
So that like your Hijinks channel would be strictly like cryptid stuff, and the other channel would just be
the Hijinks would be anything. It would just be an evening show, news show, any topic show. It wouldn't even have to do with just cryptids or anything like that. It would be, how we do our morning show. We just talk about whatever the news is of the day. And I can take the cryptids completely out of it, actually, and just market it as an evening show. Because I think it has a potential to do good in a regular time slot, evening time slot.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of you guys who come in the mornings to watch, but I still only get about 50 to 70 views on the morning show. It doesn't rank like my normal 300, 350 on my other shows. So I just want to help the channel out, so I thought I would throw it out there that I don't want to get rid of it completely, because I really like this kind of content is easier to produce for me. It's not like the Sasquatch Secrets is a harder show to produce because I don't want to duplicate. I'm trying not to duplicate so much over there. And that's what happens because, it's the same stuff. But here it's endless. The topics are endless. Where I take the show is endless, and it has a potential. So what does Val say, Nikki? What was the Five Below game called with the picks, and you had to guess the rock band and singer? Wanted to try to pick it up for work and a party. What was that? Hold on, I think it's right here. Hold on, this one. It was called this one. This is the one is it? Yeah, guess the tune. But I picked it up at the Hallmark store.
A Hallmark store. Wow.
Yeah.
Guess that 80s. Guess that too.
Mm-hmm. And then they had different years. You could pick 90s, 70s, whatever. So it has a dice inside there. You're supposed to roll and do all kinds of stuff, but we just do the trivias and the Hallmark store.
Yeah, that sounds better.
But the Five Below is the one that had. Hold on. Oh, and then I had this. How well do you know me? These little cards. those were at Hallmark too. We haven't done those on the show yet.
So let's say I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, all these little games I had, those were at the Five Below, which I have like 5 or 6 different little games.
Oh.
Okay, those were all at Five Below. So, I mean, you can find little bitty, $5 to $10 games. I always keep an eye out. Where's the other place I always see stuff like that? It's TJ Maxx. Home Goods.
Maxx, really?
Home Goods. Home Goods. That's where I also find little things like that. But they're cute, they help out when I have the little things like, how well do you know me? What is my dream job? Does anybody know what my dream job would be?
Let's see, your dreams.
My dream job. How well do you know me?
Cryptid masseuse. I don't know.
That's funny. That's
hairstylist for Bigfoot. Lion tamer.
I've had a lot. I have to say, I've had a lot. Oh, see, I got fuzzy again. Me moving around. There goes. Oh, and another thing. It's like squirrel. I have another thing. I was rooting around in some stuff, and I found my Korean driver's license.
Oh wow.
That's it. You have to use it in conjunction with your real driver's license, but that's all there is to getting a driver's license in Korea. It's just this little card with your info on it. So crazy. I was like, what is it? I know what that is. I got it in one go round too. My husband gave me a little book saying, study these. And this whole booklet and the stuff was highlighted. And he goes, study the highlighted stuff. So I guess the unit had the book already with the answers. And you just had to learn it and then go take the test and get your license. And that's what I did. And they just would pass that book to all the newcomers, to learn so they could get their driver's license right away.
Very cool. So what are you thinking for this new show you were talking about? Like, obviously you're busy Sunday. I know my Fridays are usually booked up.
Your Friday, your Fridays. I don't know. I think Wednesdays are open. I'm not sure. I know there's one big channel that has a show on Wednesdays. So it would probably be a middle of the week type of thing, a Tuesday, Thursday, or
you don't want to do Thursday and counter program your own sister. I mean, she does her Thursday.
Oh yeah, she has Thursday nights after.
I was on with her last night a couple hours.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Dang it. By the time I realized what time it was, I got myself deep into watching Yellowstone. Oh. And then after Yellowstone was 1883 and now I have to do 1924. So it's like that's my evenings. I've been doing that. I didn't even prep my show for Sunday. I have to do that today. All of it.
Jeez. It's funny how you can get roped into a show like that. I got totally suckered in and watched, like, crammed all of the that Squid Game, whatever the game is, where they have like real people doing it.
Yeah, I watched that too, and got totally sucked into that one. I would watch that all the time if they had that as a regular, like, Survivor Man or whatever.
I have to admit, I was pretty. I mean, obviously, the original Squid Games was fiction. And was way bloodier, of course. But I liked that they had like the squibs on them. It's like they were getting shot and stuff.
Boom. And then they make them fall, like they're falling. Yeah, oh my gosh. I liked it. I actually liked it because the games I liked the games.
They're head games. There's not like a lot of physical type games like they had in the original TV show where
Yeah.
they had like because everyone was expecting, oh, it's the tug of war. We need the big guy for our team, and they didn't even have it.
And they didn't, but they thought they did, which changed, the way stuff happens because they didn't prepare properly.
For whatever reason, I thought because they did like the life-size battleship game, I was like, dude, that is cool.
That was cool.
That would be fun.
I like that. And anybody haven't checked it out, you can find that on Netflix. The Squid Game, new one. Was it? Isn't it just
It's Squid Game hyphen or colon something else. It's I'll have to look at it.
Right. So
Squid Game The Challenge is what it's called.
Oh, Squid Game The Challenge.
And
they started with like, how many people did they start with?
It's like almost 400 people or something like that, wasn't
it? Yeah, close to 400 or 500 people, 480 something. Because I guess they want to start with 500, but immediately people drop out and stuff happens. And it is crazy that, it just drops down so fast because that first game, people were dropping like flies.
Red light, green light.
Yeah, they're just, it's crazy. And it's so dramatic, the explosion.
I would be so, because like, of course, they did stuff like from the original show, which they start off with like red light, green light. That sugar cookie thing, I would be destroyed in like within a minute. I think if I was trying there with a needle trying to etch out that stupid umbrella.
They're licking it.
Yeah, that was gross because they were showing them, they'd hold up the little cup thing or whatever that had the thing, and you can see their drools in there. It's like, gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. But that's what made it, believable, and they really want to stay in the game. And then all the drama that happens within a game, you put a bunch of people together, and then immediately clicks happen, and whew.
Well, it's the head games in there where they'll have like special challenges where they're not even on like a game field or anything. They're still like in the dorm, and the weirdos all march out there with their hoods on and stuff, and one of you will be selected and you required to pick 3 people to leave the game. It's like, then they have to be strategic on who they want out. It's there's a lot of more thinking and strategery involved than
there is. Do I answer the phone or do I not answer the phone?
Yeah, they have a lot of things. It could be a trick. It could be a good thing,
Yeah, you never know. Highly recommend. If you like game stuff, Survivor Man and Big Brother and all these type, you'll like it. You'll like that one for sure. And they really don't die, in the movie they die. They have a little bit more invested in winning the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is good. So yeah, I've been going down that rabbit hole. I've been wanting to watch Yellowstone for a really long time. But I hated the way it ended. They just left it off. I think they intended a whole nother season. So it left a lot of things open. And I hate that when there's no closure on shit. But what are you going to do? It is what it is. And it's probably right around the time all the stuff happened in Hollywood, all the strikes
and everything else.
Yeah. So I'm sure, but man, that views on that show are just amazing. Beautiful. I think a lot of it was actually done in Utah or Nevada. They had a lot of shots from there. But of course, it's supposed to take place in Montana. Yeah, it's supposed to take place in Montana, but I think a lot of it took place in different states. So, okay, so that takes care of that. And what was I gonna say? You liked my soup from last night?
It looked good.
I made some more chicken and rice soup. It's the family fave, and I had everything fresh. So love soup season. Okay. Be seeing a lot of those for sure.
What was
What is
that
that
exactly you
for
were
the
making? What
side
kind
one?
of soup was it?
Oh, it was chicken and rice.
Just chicken and rice. Okay, because
Hmm.
it was hard to tell because you couldn't see the rice so much because of the
Oh yeah,
milky liquid and stuff. It
yeah,
was just it's like she
yeah.
making clam chowder or something. That's kind of weird.
It's kind of, yeah. I make it real thick, gravy type of soup.
Yeah,
You know,
I
with
like it
that.
that way too.
Yeah. Actually, it had a lot of rice in it because my daughter likes it really ricey. Because one
Oh,
time I made a mistake and the rice fell in, you know.
oh no,
So there was a lot of rice in it and it came out like porridge. And she loved it though. She likes it that way. I like it
very
more
cool.
soupy. So I kind of have to make it kind of in the middle there. Um, what was that, Bat Mom? You can repair a sidewall tear. I'm living proof. Yeah, but the issue is that they're already old tires and they're old and they started to show signs of rot. You know, in the Southwest we have a lot of tire rot, okay?
Mm.
Because of the heat, the extreme heat. Our tire rot happens really fast out here. Not so
Well, you're
much in,
basically every parking lot is like a frying pan, and your tires
yeah,
are sitting right on it. So
yeah. And it can happen fast. You can have them inspected, and within 6 months, you could start to have cracks
wow,
all the way around your sidewall.
fast. Oof.
So, um, yeah, because I had an oil change in April, and they inspected my tires, and totally different. So it's all about safety. I haul the kids around. Um, was that the doorbell? I don't know. I can't tell. Bella, just letting me know somebody's out there. Um, so anyway, I just I have to do that because safety reasons. I haul kids around, you know, I'm part of the carpool.
Yep,
So
got to protect
have
the
to do that.
precious cargo.
Yeah, I got a lot of precious cargo. As some of you have seen, sometimes I do a live and I get a whole gang full of kids jumping in the car.
You
So,
guys were hilarious that when you were going to the airport pick up
oh,
your husband. That was
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, it was a last minute thing, you know, but it was at midnight. It was midnight. And so I thought I'm just gonna throw it on and we'll do what we do. But me and my oldest daughter, we have fun together. So it was fun. And we had like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of you were up watching. So we kept it going. Uh, Enzo looking the same way Nikki did.
You were
What?
looking off to this side of the screen, so I started looking off to that side of the screen
Oh,
like I was looking for what the dog was doing too.
I didn't see. I didn't see you. We do that, but it's very, you know, when you do opposite your
Yeah,
camera
so
to who you have, it's like crazy. You gotta, like Enzo's over here, but on my screen, he's over here. It's like, "Woo, get away." It is crazy. Uh, oh, stop it. Hidden potholes. Oh, we have tons of potholes here in El
good.
Paso for reals. So it's dangerous. Okay, so that takes care of that. What else do I have on the list for today? Um, we talked about that. So I have either strange news, dinosaur legs grown on chickens, or 40 curious photos of things transformed by time lined up. So we have, what do you want? Pick your topic.
Got interested in that first one myself.
Okay, so strange news. What's in the strange news? That
Yeah.
actually does tie a little bit with the dinosaur legs as well. But let me bring that up. This is out of Strange News NPR today. Oh, I didn't even see. I was looking at something else. We're going to start up here though. So this is unique ways Americans celebrate the holidays, from skiing Santas to Festivus, right? Um, so the picture here just shows how this is in Maine, and they have a little weekend thing where everybody can go down the slope at the same time, as long as you're wearing a Santa suit or something Christmassy. They do say they've had a Christmas tree go down one year, and they've had a couple of Grinches that get involved. But the main part is that they have as many Santa Claus people going in Santa Claus suit going down the slope at the same time. And it is
some weirdo went down as Krampus. You know they did.
that would be like crazy dangerous too, man. You could probably scare somebody. Yeah, that would be crazy. It is for fundraising as well. You know, they do have to enter a fee to enter to go down, of course, and the proceeds go to Christmas, helping some unfortunate, through Christmas. So it's a good. It's a great little thing that it looks like they got the handle on there in Maine. I don't know exactly what ski place does it. In Maine, it didn't. The whole article didn't say. Well, actually, it's a video, so I had to watch the video to find out the whole story, everything behind the story. Oh, it's oil change day for Badgers. Subarus have to have 100% synthetic oil. Subarus are good. I like Subarus. Man, they can go in the snow great. So that was that first article.
Festivus.
Yeah, that doesn't say anything. Yeah, Festivus is it's a thing. People really do celebrate Festivus.
Weed, sand, and lobster trap. What?
What? To trees made of tumbleweed and sand and lobster traps. I don't know why it says that. It didn't say anything in the thing when I listened to it about lobster traps. Oh, Maine. I guess it just has to do with Maine.
Oh, yeah.
All these stories came out of Maine. Yeah. Which my mom said was amazing when her and my dad took a cruise up there. They got to eat Maine lobster, and she said it was amazing. And she's been all over. They used to cruise all over, and those were always the best things.
I was in Bangor, Maine, many years ago, and the local McDonald's had a lobster roll kind of sandwich thing that they sold there. It was like,
oh my God. There's a place in Vegas that they do lobster rolls. They want like $27 for this itty bitty little lobster roll.
Wow.
And I was like, dang, I really want a lobster roll, but I really want to not pay $27 for a lobster roll. Is that what they go for? I mean, I don't.
It's if you're in Vegas, you know what you got to do. You got to play that slots. You got to get the big money so you can go get the fancy meal. I think actually the meal after I got that, I did have seafood. So,
and I did. That's what I told myself. I go, if I win, I'm going to go to that little store over there and I'm going to get me a lobster roll. But I never won, so I didn't get my lobster roll. I had to stick with the hamburger joint next door. You know what stays in Vegas? Your money. Yep,
that's true.
Ain't that the truth? But hey, don't go if you're not willing to do that.
I'm in Vegas. It's like, oh no, it's gone.
Yeah, it's all gone. A couple of times it's been nice because I hit, $450 or something. The first time I walked in, sat on the very first slot machine, and I hit for $450. And my husband was like, "Whoa, you're gonna be winning all weekend." No, that was my only win, but we were able to eat off of that money. I didn't have to go to the ATM once weekend we were there. So that makes it nice. If you can win a little bit when you first get there and you kind of ease your money with
Treat
a little
yourself a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I took my daughter when she turned 21, and she's not a drinker. So she tried to drink, she couldn't drink. I ended up drinking all her drinks, but she's just not interested. She doesn't like the taste of it at all, which is fine. That's good on her.
Yeah.
But we went to I think it's called Black. What's it called? Black. Oh, now I can't remember. Anyway, they specialize in these giant milkshakes, like giant milkshakes.
Whoa.
And hers had a whole cake on top of it that I got her for her birthday. I have those photos somewhere off my phone. But yeah, hers had a whole cake on top, and mine had I think mine was like an Oreo shake, so it had like a big creamy Oreo puff on top. And then you sit right at the front, and people are walking by going, "Whoa, can we take a picture?" So there's like probably 6 or 7 strangers that have us with our big ass milkshakes. Yeah, and those were like $15, $18 a piece for those milkshakes. And once you took all the stuff off the top, it was just a normal milkshake.
Yeah.
It was just a little thing.
That's stacking a bunch of stuff on top has been like the fad in Vegas here the last several years, because there's other things like I can't remember now what it is, but it's just
Bloody
regular
Marys.
thing and just
Bloody
stuff
Mary.
jammed into the
Yes.
top. There's like shrimp and there's all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
stuff down there.
Yeah, they're $40 Bloody Marys that have chicken wings and bacon and all kinds of. It's a whole meal, this Bloody Mary, because I love Bloody Marys, but man, that's a lot of stuff. They bring it out to you, and they bring out a plate because you need to take everything and put it up to the side, and it's a whole meal when you're done with that. Yeah, for sure. So this article here is, what is it? Holy moly! A sniffer dog helps rediscover a rare mole. The De Winton's golden mole was last spotted in 1936, but with the help of a mole-sniffing dog, a new environmental DNA analysis, researchers are taking it off the most wanted lost species list. Looks pretty sandy there. Is that on like a beach or something?
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it look like beach sand?
It does look a lot like a beach, which I wouldn't think a mole would do very well on sandy soil like that.
Right, because it always has that potential of flooding if you're that close.
Yeah.
So.
Or just collapse their little tunnels and stuff that they make.
Right.
I'm thinking more about how do you train your dog specifically to look for moles like that? Because then you have to teach it basically not to eat it, whatever it finds. Because I assume that they just sniff along the ground and then they point or whatever, and then they have to like dig up this mole out of the ground.
I have questions about that. Yeah, and they have to have one for them to learn to smell. They have to have that one. So. I don't know. Weird. Dogs are amazing, and you get some dogs that are just have you seen those dogs that can smell cancer?
That is just insane to me that a dog can smell that on a person. That well, as humans, our sense of smell is probably one of our worst senses already compared to every other animal on the planet. So to find out that a dog could like smell cancer or smell like specific like types of explosives or drugs or anything like that, it's just it's amazing.
I mean, they can tell when a person's going to have a seizure. They can tell when your sugar levels are off. They are amazing. That they can.
You don't deserve them. Dogs are great.
They just can tell. They can tell all this stuff. So dogs are amazing, but I would never have a dog again. I'm sorry. They're too much work.
I understand.
They are a lot of work, right? I mean, because animals attach themselves to me. So it doesn't matter that I bought the dog for my daughter. It's my dog.
Nah,
She comes to me for everything. Anybody can try to take her out. She will not go outside unless I'm there. She won't. She won't shit without me. It's just it's hard to do all that. And I mean, I love her to death, but also vet bills are like freaking insane too. Have to have a loan just to take my dog to go get all their shots and everything. So let's see.
we got.
Cats are much easier to take care of. I'm just saying,
Just leave him be.
just saying, they take care of themselves, change the box, throw some food in there, they'll come love on you, and then they say, leave me alone. And
Yep. All right. That's enough.
Yeah.
Enough
That's
petting.
enough. Yeah, cats much easier. Much easier.
Certainly it's not unconditional love from a cat. It's like very conditional. Whether they feel like it.
Oh my God. My daughter put a cardboard box on my bed, and the cat was in there playing and jumping in and out, and it was hilarious and so cute. And then he started eating the side of the cardboard box. And he wasn't eating the card, he was spitting the cardboard out. So I left to go do shit, and I came back into my room, and there's this fine layer of little eaten cardboard pieces all over my bed. And some of them were like, man, he got an arc and threw that stuff out, because it was around the box, all the way around the box.
Turned your bed into a cardboard spittoon.
Yes, he did. He did. And so that I let him do that for a couple of days. It's enrichment. I just let him, and I would pick up the little pieces, and then finally he started doing it at night, in the middle of the night, and I was like, "Will you shut up? It's not enough. My husband snores. I don't want to be hearing the cat ripping up the cardboard,
ripping up the box."
Yeah, so I had to get rid of that. But he loved it for sure. Next on the list, Bowie the lobster is half blue, half red, and all kinds of rare. So there's this guy on TikTok that he just shows himself lobster, getting lobsters, and he came across one of these half blue, half red lobsters. And not only was it half red, half blue, but it was half female and half male.
Wow.
It was crazy. And he turned it around and showed us, the difference and how to tell the difference. And it extremely rare. It hadn't been tagged or snipped. They cut the tip of the tail, notch it. They notch the tail so that if it's caught again, they don't keep it, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, he took a vote. What do we do? This is extremely rare. And we told him, well, keep it, keep it. And because some restaurants have them and take care of those big rare ones or whatever. They don't eat them. They just let them live their lives out there. Or they throw it back? I think he ended up keeping this particular one because of how rare it was, half and half. That's crazy. I wonder if it could impregnate itself. I don't know.
Pretty weird.
Is this what it's called, Bree? Gynandromorphia. It's so cool, though, that, the colors, you get some really unique colors that come out of the ocean for sure.
So if they catch that in their trap, because it's so strange and rare and odd, is that still, that doesn't save it from going into the tank at the restaurant or anything like that, right?
No, yeah, they can still do it. From what I hear, they can. Bree just sent me a rare half male, half female songbird. Wow.
Huh.
That's crazy. Okay, let me get back over here. So no, because he mentioned he had options. He could just notch it and throw it back and let it live its life out. What is going on outside? There's like helicopters and something going on out there. It's making the whole house shudder. That's how close it was. Um, so
You're bordering on Alex Jones talk, making the chemicals are turning the frogs gay. So you're getting the you're getting the government Overwatch treatment.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah, no, he had choices, or he said he could keep it, or he could put it into a tank. And I think that's what he ended up doing. I lost track of the feed, so I don't know what happened after that. But I know I have personally seen tanks that have had yellow ones. I seen a yellow one. It was a yellow lobster,
Yeah,
and they had a name for it, and it was huge, and they had it for years, and it survived in this big tank.
that's weird.
Yeah, so they do that. Let's see what's next. I think he was off of Maine too. Rat plague hits an Australian coastal town and 1,000 more wash up on shore.
Ugh.
So, rat plague is a thing, and it's even a thing today. I mean, here in the Southwest, we had what's it called? It's called hantavirus
Yep.
that these little rodents care. And up on the reservation, it was really bad in northern Arizona, northern New Mexico, West Texas, that they had this disease, and it really made a lot of people sick, and several younger people died from it. So I can imagine, that they're dealing with this. But I was confused about the whole washing up on shore. What I didn't listen to this whole thing. I wish it was written.
That's kind of weird.
So I don't know. I know they have a lot of little coastal islands, and I don't know if that's what they're saying. It's probably coming from off of another island. But you hear, back in the days when they had the ships, that were going across continental ways there, and they were bringing a lot of that pests with them that just flourished in all these tropical little islands because they were introduced by these ships and pirates and that whole time era there. Um, so maybe they're ancestors of
Weird.
something older.
And
Um,
it's usually that kind of thing, like the early explorers from Europe and stuff like that, touring around. There's a lot made of some pox-ridden blankets were given to the locals and wiped out whole tribes and stuff. Actually, it was probably more because of something like this, where they drug along disease-carrying rats that got out
right.
in the local area that weren't native to there or anything like that. So they were the invasive species and just spread it everywhere.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate it when my coffee gets all cold. You either got to have a cold coffee on purpose or not. It's gotta
I'm
be
not a
hot.
fan of cold coffee, even on
Ugh.
purpose. That's gross. Gotta have it hot. Same thing with tea for me. I'm not a iced tea guy.
Oh, I like iced tea. I like hot tea, but when it's there in the middle, something's wrong. Hey, Suze. I didn't even notice she was in the chat. Yeah, zillion calories later, Sharon, on that, probably on that milkshake.
Yeah,
And we
that's what
didn't
we're
care.
talking
It
about.
was her birthday fun day, so I splurged for her. She got to eat whatever she wanted. We ended up going to What's that Chinese? Holy crap. Not Benihana. That's not that's Japanese. I can't think. She got to pick what she wanted to eat that whole weekend. She was spoiled. Bad stuff comes from islands. I believe it. Do you live near that school on the news? Who? What?
See, he's talking about you. Sir,
did something else happen that I don't know?
I don't know.
What happened?
When he said that, I pulled up like your local news down there. It's like, what's breaking news? Is there another wacky attack
another
or
school
something?
shooting in Texas, probably? Because I did hear of another school shooting, but I didn't hear where it was at this morning when I was getting ready. I don't think it's here in El Paso. After my whole little thing with my daughter's school, I'm a little bit wary. Craziness. A lot of craziness.
Did that ever get resolved?
You know what? We went on break for Thanksgiving and we came back and they just kind of whitewashed it. So there's still a lot of policing in the area, and it won't ever stop. Oh, a car-sized tumbleweed made quite a scene on the California highway. This was on November 24th. A person shared a video of the mother of all tumbleweeds on social media this week that got us thinking about where tumbleweeds come from and their propensity for taking over roads and neighborhoods. So, and I had shown you guys a picture of how, tumbleweeds can take over if they, especially in these windy areas. But that's the size of the tumbleweed I had seen.
That's giant. Yeah. That's like the size of a van.
Mm-hmm. That was the size I had seen coming around, and you don't want to run into those, okay? You're just asking for bad things. If you do that, your whole scratch up your whole car with one of those for sure. The little ones, you just like, 10 points. But no, the big ones, cannot do that. But that's a big one, and they tend to be really big in my area here because I've got a lot of ranches and stuff. And
life sizes, it reminds me of critters, and I can see it.
That's pretty big. Oops, the wrong place. What is this one? Why a single inverted Jenny stamp sold for $2 million at auction? $2 million for that? What
probably,
the heck?
Well, like it says in the story, it was probably a misprint. It wasn't supposed to be upside down like that.
Yeah.
And so they only had a limited amount before they caught it, but some of them still got out into circulation before they could destroy them. And those are just like coins the same way, where they have like they'll accidentally like do a double stamp or something like that through the process. And those are super rare, and anything that's rare like that, it's going to be very expensive and worthy of people that collect that kind of thing. Those kind of oddities like that are highly sought after.
Right. That's from 1918. Wow. That's a long time ago. And I mean, they're showing a picture here with 4, but I bet you it was a whole sheet that actually one, went through, and they're like, oh crap. Okay. Stop. Reset.
How much was mail in 1918 that they needed a 24-cent stamp? That seems really expensive to me.
Doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe that's not a real photo. I mean, because I remember way less than that. I seem to remember a 17-cent stamp and a 19-cent stamp. But
that was for like,
and that's in the 70s
or something. Yeah.
So Let me do this. Here we go. Oops. Still on the wrong damn thing. Okay, so next we have crew aboard a U.S. bound plane discovered a missing window pane at 13,000 feet. So passengers said the cabin seemed noisier and colder than they were used to. That's when a crew member noticed a window seal flapping at the back of the aircraft. So, because they usually have different layers of pane. So they're saying the outside panes were gone. Is that what they're probably saying? That's what the picture
honestly
kind of
look.
implies.
It kind of looks like it in that picture, but I find that hard to believe that they would be able to because typically, at least from my experience with aircraft, you've got one relatively thick pane of glass on the outside. There's a weather seal, and the glass is bigger than like the hole that it's covering, and it's got a gasket on the inside, so that when the aircraft pressurizes, the window pushes up against like the fuselage, so it seals. And so it's not like it's just going to like slip out or it's bolted onto the outside somehow and can fall off. And typically they're especially for aircraft like this, for your passenger type windows on the sides, you've got skin of the aircraft, pane of glass, and then on the inside there's usually a plastic thing that always has like a little tiny hole drilled in the very bottom of it, which you may have noticed. That's for pressure equalization, but that's basically so you don't get the kid that when mom or dad is asleep and the kid's like banging the remote or something like that against the glass itself. It's a little plastic barrier to keep shenanigans from happening on the inside of the aircraft.
Yeah. Is it real glass or is it?
Oh yeah, it's super thick glass. It's not even like and it's especially not like safety glass on your car, because that's designed to shatter into a bazillion little pieces instead of having the entire thing fall out into your face.
Yeah.
But this is designed for the side windows. Like this aren't necessarily the same as like the ones that are in the cockpit. The very front ones they're really thick. They're close to like 3/4 of an inch or bigger thick, so that it can withstand a 20-pound goose hitting it at 500 miles an hour, things like that.
Yeah.
And the side ones don't necessarily need to be that thick, but they're usually fairly thick. And from the picture, it looks like you can see the weather stripping on the outside hanging out on the one. You can see the shadow it's casting, but the two behind it, the other two arrows, it doesn't look like there's a window in there at all. Which, if that's the case, then all it has is the little plexiglass thing, which I wouldn't think would be strong enough to withstand, pressurization at altitude. And you would certainly hear it, because they have that little hole drilled in the bottom for pressure equal, so you don't get like a pressure imbalance between the glass and the plexiglass on the very inside. I wouldn't think that plexiglass would be strong enough to withstand full pressurization, at least not for long.
Yeah.
And it surely would be very, very loud. So I don't know. And that's a catastrophic maintenance error for if they had to replace windows for whatever reason. Usually those windows will have like a heating element on there so that it doesn't get like all frosted up and stuff like that. So it's the way because the way the glass itself is made, it's hardened glass. There's usually a mylar core interior, then another pane of glass, and the heating element kind of like warms up that clear mylar type interior part to keep it warm, so it doesn't get frosted up and stuff like that. Wow, there's a lot of things that went wrong with that in the maintenance process if there's no glass on there. But that's kind of what it looks like from this picture. Just looking at the reflections on either side, you can see the glass reflecting for the ones that you can't see the arrows at. But somebody was fired for sure on that one.
Oh my goodness.
13,000 feet is not really high. Even at typically 10,000 is usually that cutoff where you need to have like oxygen on and stuff like that, or in a pressurized environment. Yeah, window checker should have gotten fired. Should have shoved him through that window at altitude. Here, you're fired. Get out.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? I mean, I have been on a window seat where I seen like a little crack or something on there, near the seal. That's very worrying. But
usually what that is that as I talk about it, you got the painted glass, the mylar interior. It's usually the mylar interior because the heater, is like sometimes over a long period. That's how you know when it's time to change them. Is that stuff will kind of start getting burned away a little bit, and it makes a bubble in there and stuff like that. You can get bubbles that show up in there. It depends on those side windows. It's not a giant deal, but it's a very big deal for like one of the cockpit windows. If you've got a bubble in the middle of the glass and you're flying along and just happen to look up and see it and think it's another plane that's like coming at you, you're going to try and swerve. So that's a much bigger deal in the front than it is in the back.
Oh no, it's concerning either way. It's concerning either way. I don't know. Colorado funeral homeowners arrested following the discovery of 190 decaying bodies.
Ooh.
This was on November 8th. Police searched the Return to Nature funeral home after receiving reports of an abhorrent smell. The owners are now facing charges of theft, forgery, money laundering, and the abuse of a corpse.
Oh no.
That's just horrible.
Why does that happen? Because there's been several of those over the last several years where the police have to come in and roust out all of these guys at a funeral home because they're just stacking bodies up in the basement like cordwood, and hiding them in the walls and up in the ceiling tiles and throwing them up in a tree or whatever it is that they're doing. Because that's just what's going on that they're just not burying them. I mean, Colorado, okay. Colorado, it depends on where in Colorado. Like if you got heavy snow and stuff like that, you've got to dig up the snow and dig up the earth, which is frozen. So they may have a situation where they store the bodies till the ground can thaw out, and then that.
Well,
not 190.
Oh my God, that's a lot. But you would think if they're criminals, right? They're just laundering money through this funeral home. That's their main goal. So they get these bodies, but not all funeral homes have the ability to cremate. I didn't know that. But those that there's stories of that had cremating ability and didn't do that. They still allowed bodies to be stacked up in their freezers and stuff like that, which is crazy. Why didn't they just, cremate to get, I don't know. It's so confusing. The mind of criminals sometimes is so crazy. Why they would do that.
Very expensive to die. That's why I don't plan on ever doing it. I can't afford
know.
It. Can't afford it.
It's pretty expensive. Do a couple more here. How wildlife officials saved a humpback whale found hogtied to a 300-pound crab pot. Oh, he got wrapped up. So the juvenile whale was seen swimming in a clockwise circle, making unusual noises and trailing two buoys. A team of wildlife experts had to move fast with plenty of patience to save its life. So he just got all tangled up. And you see that. You've seen more and more wildlife that sometimes comes to humans for help. There was a recent case of a mother moose who she had actually, I think it was a triplet, which is kind of rare, I think, little moose, but made them follow her. And when they finally got to this place, her one little, what's a baby moose called? I don't know. It's I don't know
moose.
what a baby moose is called.
Well, a calf maybe.
A calf, yeah, probably, was in the water. It had fallen into some water and had asked for help to save the baby, and they got the baby out of the water. And um, just cases like that. There's a lot of uh, whale stories too, where baby whale sought the help of guys in a fishing boat, and they followed it and they found the mom just kind of stuck on netting, you know, that was cutting into her, and they ended up saving that mom whale. So
Wow.
there's a lot of little stories like that out there, for sure.
Pretty incredible. Wildlife. It's like, hey, there's a human over there. They must know how to figure this out. Come here.
What, Jen? What? Wait, what? Could it be a green funeral home? That's a thing in some states. Compost the body. I have never heard of that. I'm sorry. What?
Is that really a thing? Were they composting human bodies like that?
Oh
I didn't
my,
think that's something you could do.
I wouldn't think so either, but
I mean, not on
I
purpose.
guess, right? Ooh, I don't know.
Enjoy these flowers. They're made out of the composted remains of your loved one. Gross.
Oh,
Ugh.
well, now you can take the ashes and have them made into jewelry. That's a
Yep.
big thing now. It's a real thing. Okay. That's the first I'd ever heard of that. Crazy.
If or if you're on a Star Trek show, you can have your ashes thrown out into space. I've done that with a few of the
Oh,
cast of that have passed away from the original Star Trek. I know Scotty was in there. They just did it with Uhura this past year when she passed away. I
oh
want to
my
say
goodness.
old Doc McCoy might have been included in that too.
Wow. So this one is Australian police charge a woman with 3 murders and alleged mushroom poisoning.
Oh, I think I heard about this one.
Real murder case has been playing out in a small Australian town where 3 people died after eating a family meal that was suspected to contain death cap mushrooms. There are so many poisonous mushrooms out there.
You you
They
you really got to know what you're doing if you go picking wild mushrooms.
Right, because they have some that look exactly alike. You know, don't get this one because see how this has a little red stripe right here? That's
Yeah,
poisonous. This is the one you can eat and it's delicious. But don't yeah, I don't know. You really do have to know what you're
there's a
picking.
lot of rules. There's a lot of things, and it's not
Yeah,
even like these. This
delicious or
look
death.
when it's growing out of the ground. These two look exactly the same. One is very good for you. One will kill you instantly, and you have to like let it dry out in a certain way, or after so many days of it being picked, and then check it
Yeah,
again. And there's a lot of crazy stuff. If I recall with this story, she made some kind of like stroganoff or something like that. And it
yeah.
says 3 people. It was the rest of her family. It was like her 2 kids and I think the dad. And she had made it. I'm trying to think now how it went. It was either she had made like 2 different versions of it because they're thinking that she was trying to murder them, trying to poison
Uh-huh.
them on purpose, not an accident. Where she had made a batch of whatever it was, and then she had enough left over. She made a second batch. Yes, beef Wellington. Jen, do you know the full story? Is it that she? How did it go? Something about she mysteriously either didn't eat the good batch and fed the rest of the bad batch to her family, so that she didn't get sick. Basically,
Uh-huh.
that's the outcome. Basically, supposedly she ate the same thing and was fine, but with whatever mushrooms that they found that were in the food that she had prepared, there's no way she could have had any and not had any kind of ill effects.
Wow.
There you go. Jen says she wanted to make them ill so she could get back together with her husband before the divorce. Oh boy.
Yikes.
Ended up killing everybody.
That's crazy. But it is dangerous. What's this? You're not seeing things. Nudity creep in streaming TV reveals more of its stars. Just looks like a TV show. They are subscribed. Let's see, nearly 200 bodies recovered from a Colorado funeral home. This must be the same thing as
I
the
would
one
hope it's the
prior.
same thing. There's not a
Yeah, otherwise it's October 19th, and that one was in November. So it's probably the same story. And why sign what? What are you gonna say?
this story. It's like, why would you even want to?
Why scientists are reanimating spider corpses for research. That spider you squashed. It could have been used for science. Today, we're bringing you Halloween a little early, shortwave style. Host Regina Barber talks to Oza about scientists reanimating dead spiders. How do they do it, and why this might one day become a cheap, green way to do delicate science. So they're thinking of using this technology for what? For helping people with nerve damage or something like that.
It would have to be something like really fine, like you say, reattaching nerves and stuff like that, because they're so tiny and so delicate that it's pretty tough to do. You can't just stitch them together.
Right.
But if they're able to do it on a spider, then they may be able to scale that to a human. That's interesting.
Bree says zombie cyborg spiders are the future.
How it's all gonna end.
Oh man. Well,
with an AI implant.
That is that. I do want to bring something else up before we start to bring this to a close, and I want to remind oops, that's not what I wanted to remind everybody of. Hold on. Here we go. Don't forget to go over and check out Hive Science, people. Having a show here. Let's see. Chronicling of the Patagonian Giant. Cryptic Corner. She's got that coming up at later, right? What time? At what time? What does it say here? 7 p.m. tonight, Mountain Time. So in about 8 hours, go over there and check out Bumblebee and her Hive Science channel. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and check it out for sure. I heard. Did you get kicked out or did I kick you out?
I think I could only guess I must have accidentally clicked the wrong things, had multiple windows open that I was trying to move around.
I didn't even know you were gone. I was on the other one too. But definitely go over there and check that out, everybody. That looks really interesting. It's a cool AI promo there. It's pretty cool. So do it. Go check it out, everybody. Check it out. And I have this cool thing up too but I'm gonna save it. Oh, I can't save it. This is the last show till after Christmas. It's it was a cool gift wrapping video. And one of them was really, I'm gonna have to show it before we get off. So let me bring that up here. Yikes, dinosaur with legs popped up. Hold on.
Dinosaur with legs.
Yeah. Oh, chicken with legs. Okay, so I'm gonna take off the audio on that. Come on, there we go. And there we go. Well, look at how cool that looks.
Oh, wow.
So simple, but isn't it cool? It looks cool. I'm gonna do that. I can't wait to. I spend a whole day gift wrapping usually, and these always come in handy on.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool too.
I have done this before, but it doesn't hold very well. You have to be careful with it because that comes apart super easy.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I've done this one before, but it did not look that neat. Did not come out that neat.
I would get to the last part and then it would rip and I'd have to start over.
And I liked her idea of using, a rubber band, because usually I'm calling somebody, come here, help me tie
Yeah,
this.
need a hand. Put your finger
This one's really simple. Look at that. It's just the square, and then just fold up every other end. It's so cool.
Look at that.
You don't have a bow? Snap. Now you do. I do know how to make bags, gift bags, out of regular wrapping paper that I do quite often. But this one was cool. Look at this. Now it's this little perfect little thing.
Oh, look at that.
What's that? Isn't that cool?
That's kind of cute.
Uh-huh. You know who are really good wrappers, gift wrappers, is the Koreans. South Korea had these amazing, look at that. See, a little
Can even tuck it
card
in.
holder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this must be for me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
See, that always happens to me, and supposedly it does fit. See, boom.
Hey.
Sideways.
Yeah, that's how most of my wrap jobs look. They look great on the top, but if you look underneath, it's just a tape all over the place.
Oh, that is kind of a clever thing.
That's pretty clever too. Look at that.
That's extra. I mean, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. I want to see that one again. I want to see that one again. What? My dog is snoring so loud.
Is that what that is?
Oh, yeah, my dog's snoring right there.
That's really loud. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? I had to show that because it's just... Patagonia means land of big feet. Oh, that's cool. Sorry. Where's it there? So anyway, that's the show for today. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out for a little while. And we're going to get this show going. I'm going to talk with Enzo some more and see what we come up with, and make this a full-blown 2-hour show, maybe in the early evening or evening. I know Enzo's a night person, so it might be better for both of us not to have morning show anymore. It was a thing that everybody was doing a morning show, and I jumped in on the trend there. But it's kind of hard to do that anymore. I got lots of stuff to do. I got lots of stuff to do in the morning. That's when I'm active. Get my stuff done here at the house. And I got some other stuff going on.
I had to set an alarm to make sure I'm actually up in time to be here.
I know. He's like, are we having a show? I could just hear it. I pictured it. Are we having a show this morning? I'm like,
I was on with your sister last night, and she's like, "You gonna be on the show?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess." I heard from her.
I know. I'm a little scatterbrained on some of my priorities, but I'll get it taken care of. And I got a lot of big things coming up for the end of the month and the beginning of the new year. Got some new stuff going on. I got some interviews that are going to happen, and not me doing. I'm going to be interviewed. So, but I can't tell right now. So look forward to some stuff happening in January. It's exciting. Never thought these interviews would happen. So it's gonna be cool. And there's some other things gonna happen, but they're not my place to tell because they're not mine doing. I'm just participating.
Bigger and better things.
Yeah, bigger and better things. So there you go. Got what you got? Are you going to be on Doof tonight?
Yep, be on Doof Paranormal with Karen. She is back home in Australia. She spent like the last month in Virginia City doing some ghost investigations there. She's really entranced with that place, and there's a ton of old history there. It's like silver mining, shenanigans and roughneck, old west type stuff that happened there.
Yeah.
But that'll be 8:00 p.m. Eastern tonight here on YouTube over at Doof Paranormal.
Nice. Well, we'll for sure do that. Don't forget, everybody, go check out Hive Side tonight and go see Bumblebee and her Patagonia Big Feet, Land of the Big Feet. Again, thank you guys for coming. Another show. Please leave me a comment. It helps. It does. Leave that comment. Hit that like button and subscribe. And see you guys in the next chat. Bye-bye.
It's a good day.